it really was the adventure of a lifetime. It really was even cooler than I ever could have imagined Survivor would be. And I do feel lucky that, I did get to play half the game. I made it 19 days, which is fantastic. I lost 10% of my body weight, so I feel like I got the full experience. But, as someone that's extremely competitive and a huge fan, of course, you always want more. And so, yeah, it's a real bummer not to make the jury. It's a real bummer that I won't be sitting there, on day 39 arguing my case for $1 million. But at the same time, I still got to experience it. That's a lot more than a lot of people. And yeah, I mean, I hope if it is, if this was my one shot playing, fantastic. It was incredible, It only rained on me one night, so I got the full experience, but didn't want to completely die. And if it's not, then hopefully there's a lot of things I can pick up on and make it farther next time. What was interesting for me is I feel like this became such a personal journey, in terms of just thinking about life and thinking about things back home, because I'm at a bit of a turning point in my life. I have 1 year left of law school. I haven't really enjoyed it very much. So, just trying to figure out here, I had a lot of clarity about maybe what I want to do and how I want to move forward as a lawyer. And so, I would jump at the opportunity to play again, not just because I'm a fan, but also because, this became a deeply personal thing. And I think next time, because I've had that deeply personal experience kind of starving and figuring out what you're made of, that I would be able to play with 10 times more clarity and more focus on the game, because there were a few days where it was, I was having these mind-blowing personal revelations, but also playing the game. And so yeah, I think it would be really fun to play the calculated, very dialed-in game that I wanted to play coming in, that I do think I played to a large part, but maybe play it without having, this incredible personal journey too, so that I can enjoy other aspects of the experience. So it was interesting for me coming in, something that I wanted to do strategically was I wanted to get to know each and every person, and that's not something I do in my daily life. It's something that, I tend to judge people one after the other and take it or leave it, and I don't try to explore each person and try and figure out what they're about, what might be their interesting qualities. If there's nothing readily apparent, I usually just move on. And so it was a strategy to get to know everyone, because you have to. And so what started out as a strategy it came a realization that I could find something interesting about every person out there. And so that was really cool, because I can take that home with me and kind of use that in my daily life. And so that was a big personal moment. I think, at the end of the day, maybe I came out swinging a little too hard and didn't realize how hard it came across to other people. And so that's what I think my downfall was. I think it was that, someone saw me as, this law student that's really great at talking, and, I can feed people points and counterpoints one after the other. I can argue the flip side of anything. And so maybe I thought I was being, very normal, but I also spend every day of my life with lawyers and law students. And so, what I think might have been a subtle or nuanced kind of dialogue with someone, they may have seen that and been like, oh my God, I feel like I'm, being cross-examined in court or something. And it just didn't hit me. And so that's, I think, what I'm most interested about seeing when I watch it on TV, is I want to see, how was that coming across? How did I look when I was doing that? Was it super obvious that I was playing way too hard? Or were people just that smart that they were like, hey, this kid, he knows what's going on and that's why he's a threat? Or was it just wow, we absolutely cannot keep this person around? The element that was what I applaud them for the most was they pulled that off, and I literally had no idea. I wasn't expecting it. And so as just a massive fan, you're sitting there and you're like, I'm not just watching this Blind Side on TV, I'm watching this Blind Side and it's me, and this is real. And it was it was so cool, it's just I can't wait. There's something about when it feels like it's 100% a Blind Side that's just brilliant about it, because how do you not let someone know? How do they not get an inkling? And I've obviously thought of it constantly over the last 48 hours, and I still can't figure out how there was no giveaway. And I also have to say, I showed up to play, but I also showed up to make 19 new friends that I would never run into in my daily life. And I feel like I did that 100%. And so, like, that's what's so cool. That feels like such a huge win for me. Was, I was able to target them and vote them out. I think Stephanie's like one of my favorite people out here, and I ruthlessly got rid of her. When I could have gotten rid of any, I could have voted out Michael, could have voted out Jenna, but I picked Stephanie because I thought she was dangerous, even though, if I had to sit on the beach and talk to someone, Stephanie'd be right up there. So that's kind of what was so cool about the game. Before our first immunity challenge, I was laying awake the night before, and I was like, please don't let it be a cube puzzle. Please don't let it be a cube puzzle, because they just look like they're the hardest, and I don't think of myself as a puzzle doer, really. I mean, I just get that, like, I'm smart, so I'm kind of pretty good at puzzles, but, like, I'm not a puzzle fanatic. And so I was like, damn, they're all gonna want me to do the puzzle, because they were all like, oh, you're an Ivy League student, aren't you? Because I went in with the, my khakis and boat shoes and pullover and glasses, and I was like, no, but, like, yeah, I'm a student. And so to be able to do that with Kellen, and I guess Wendell and Dom were there too, but I think it was mainly the two of us. It was like the coolest feeling in the world, because I've been watching it since I was 9, and it's like I did the puzzle, and so it was really, really fun. And then to do it and to, like, blow the other team out of the water just was amazing. And then you realize, like, you're not going home first, which I think is everybody's biggest worry. So that was an incredible moment. And then doing the next puzzle and the next challenge, and just putting it together, and to see Wendell and Laurel barely having any of it done, and we, like, totally smoked them. It felt so great to be so good at that position. Like, everyone trusted you to do the last part, and then to really perform was incredible. And then the other great moment for me was being able to keep the Malolo 5 in order, and to pick off Brendan, and then to pick off Stephanie. It felt incredible to have convinced people that they were safe enough, and that they went along with what I said. It was really cool.